Hi, my name is Todd Jensen, and it is my pleasure to briefly discuss our paper recently accepted into Family Process. Briefly mention my co-authors, Melissa Lippold, assistant professor in the School of Social Work at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, Roger Mills-Koonce, an associate professor in the Department of Human Development and Family Studies at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, and Gregory Fosco, an assistant professor in the Department of Human Development and Family Studies at Penn State. So by way of background and context, by age 13, youth in the United States experience an average of one family structural transition, or a parental figure entering or exiting the household. Family demographers estimate that about 1/3 of youth will experience the transition into a stepfamily household or acquire a new social parent or step-parent and spend time living in that context at some point before arriving at age 18. So it's increasingly likely that the families we study and the families with whom we engage in practice and policy making will be made up of a biological parent, a step-parent, and will be stepfamilies. So paying attention to stepfamilies as researchers and practitioners and policymakers continues to be relevant today. Over the course of several decades, most research has looked at youth outcome differences across different family structures, trying to see how children fare in one family structure versus another. We've learned a lot about family risk and the nuances of different family structures and processes through that line of research. But where scholars have really encouraged research to go is to look specifically at distinct family structures and identify processes of resilience or processes within specific family structures that appear to promote youth well-being and development. So it's really in that spirit that we approached this study. And specifically, we wanted to look at three central dyadic relationships in stepfamilies that could exert influence on youth, internalizing and externalizing both concurrently and over time. So we used a sample of 191 youth, roughly between the ages of 10 and 12, so that early adolescence period. We focused on the dynamics of three dyadic relationships in stepfamilies. Specifically, we looked at relationship quality between youth and their biological parent, between youth and their step-parent, and the quality of the step-couple relationship. And we looked at associations between the quality of those three relationships and youth internalizing and externalizing concurrently and 6 months later. Really one of the key findings of this study pertain to the role that youth's relationship with a step-parent plays in potentially shaping the contours of youth adjustment and well-being over time. Specifically, we saw that increases in step-parent-child relationship quality were associated with decreases in both youth internalizing and externalizing 6 months later, even after controlling for baseline levels of youth adjustment. And we think what these results really speak to is the importance and value of looking at the role of step-parents in the lives of their stepchildren. And we know, based on several decades of research and scholarship, the step-parent role is fairly ambiguous, can be fairly strenuous, and families really need to arrive at a point where they can create for themselves suitable roles and expectations for themselves and for other family members, both inside and outside of the household. So ongoing efforts to develop interventions that help facilitate relationship quality between youth and a new step-parent are certainly warranted in helping those individuals navigate a relationship that can oftentimes be tricky, ambiguous, and take time to develop in ways that are mutually satisfying. But based on our results here, it seems that those sorts of efforts would be worthwhile, and step-parents may have a unique role to play in promoting the well-being of youth.